Wasn't even recording. Cool. Sweet. All right, welcome to episode 6. We have already set up our UI in iOS, and now we're going to take that UI and connect it to the API. We're going to do it in one video, knock it out. There'll be a little bit of copy pasta, some stuff that we could do better, but it'll get us there quickly, and then we can start focusing on some of the bigger features like adding notes and editing notes and updating notes and all that good stuff. So we're going to dive into this and just get going. Let's go ahead and dive back into Xcode and let's make this happen. So we're going to focus on the register view first, and we're going to do some stuff that's, I'm going to be honest, a little cumbersome from a, like, this is not how it's going to end up, but just wanted to get this connected as quickly as possible, and then, you know, that way you guys have a bunch of good stuff to kind of lean into for, you know, Googling some stuff on how to make it more efficient. We will cover that here very soon. But for just speed's sake and not making this video forever long, let's do this. So we're going to do an enum case get case post. All right. Perfect. And then we're going to go private function create request. Request. Struggling with that spelling again. We're going to say with, tab with URL question mark. And we're going to say type. Oops, not what I was trying to say there. That's definitely not it. Type is equal to, we're basically creating a function, and this will eventually live in a networking type folder where all of our API lives. And I'm going ahead and writing this out now because it's actually really important for how we'll handle authentication and tokens and all that good stuff. So it's good to get it done. Like I said, the way we actually do it here is probably not going to be I know it's not going to be the best. Escaping URL request void. All right. Perfect. All right. So basically, that's our function. We're going to be passing those parameters in, and we'll do guard let API URL equals URL else return. So if it doesn't, so if you didn't pass in a good URL, we're just going to finish the function. But if you did, request is equal to URL request. URL is API URL. And then we'll say request dot set value bearer. Again, this is really, we could probably actually skip this, but it's fine. Or HTTP header. This is where your tokens will live when we start passing them. So authorization. We're gonna say this is, we do need this one. Set value application x www.form URL encoded. We'll say for HTTP header field content. Content type. All right. Something's off. I don't know what it is, but something is definitely off. Oh, it's probably, I think I know what it is. Okay, we're good. We're good. And then we'll do request .http method is equal to type dot raw value. And then last but not least, request dot timeout interval is equal to 30. So if it takes longer than 30 seconds, which most of our calls should not, completion request. And that's actually gonna make it all work. All right. Yeah, I haven't set that anywhere yet, which is fine. We'll get that set here. Well, we don't, it's not actually gonna be set until we actually, oh, so we just need to put optional on there. Cool. Oh, I spelled guard wrong. It's like, what is wrong with that? I can't spell. What is going on here? Why is this freaking out on me right now? Okay. Yeah, it's because we haven't written how it's going to connect yet, so that's fine. Oh no, the guard was breaking. Okay, perfect. All right, so that is that'll be a generic request, and that'll set up our request every time. So we're gonna start actually writing what we're gonna trigger when we click the Objective-C private func did tap register. All right, and we'll do email field dot resign first responder. This is really not necessary because especially when we're using it actually is very necessary and it's good practice. That way, if you ever if somebody hits the button to register, they're not where is this? What did I call this? I thought it was email. Oh, it's email text. Oh, oops. Email text, password text. My bad. What this will do is if you put resign first respond, it'll make the keyboard go away. And now in this in the actual emulator, it won't matter because it won't pop up unless you ask for it to pop up. So yeah. Guard spelled right. That first name is equal to first name text dot text. Let last name is equal to last name text dot text. And then email is equal to email text dot text. And then password is equal to password text dot text. And we're going to say not first name dot is empty, not email dot is empty, not basically it's saying as long as password, all these things aren't empty. That's what that exclamation point does. If anybody wanted to know, it stands for not. And then password dot count is greater than or equal to 5, else alert user login error, and then we'll write that here in a second. Return. All right, but if it does work, so if we don't have an issue, we'll call it here in a second. Let's just go ahead and set it up so we don't have all that red. So we're gonna do we're gonna actually write the function. So we're gonna say function alert user login error. Boom, and that way it'll just be quiet about that whole nonsense. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? Expected let. Oh, yeah. I forgot let everywhere, basically. Let. There we go. That should take care of that. Perfect. Okay. That's basically saying you're not actually doing anything with that yet. Yeah. We will. Calm down. All right. So we'll come back to that user login in a second, or that alert in a second. But for now, let's go ahead and get into actually connecting to the API. Equals HTTP. Again, all of this stuff will be more generalized or obfuscated as we go here. But for now, we're going to do it this way. Self.create request. So these are all the things we're going to do. So we're going to say URL string. HTTP method will be post. And then we're going to say, so we're going to get rid of that for now. We're going to say, boom, base request in var request equals base request. And then we're going to say var request body components equal to URL components. Request body components dot query items is equal to URL query item name is first name. So this has to match what's in your API or your model. First name, and the value will be first name. And what we're going to do is we're going to open this up just a bit more so we have a little bit of breathing room here, and then we're going to just copy and paste here and then figure it out. Boom. Oops. Boom. Boom. Okay. So we're going to say last name. We're going to say last name here as well. And then really, like, once we get this part pinned down, it will basically just be email. Man, I'm struggling tonight to spell, worse than normal. Okay. We'll just basically copy and paste to set up the login, which will be fast. So password, and then value is password. Okay. That'll take care of that. And then we're going to say request.http body, capital B, body. This needs with URL string. There we go. Yep. You got to turn it into an actual URL to pass it into that. That's my bad. All right. HTTP body is equal to request body components dot query. Man, query equals quest to me tonight in the realest way. Data using UTF-8. And forgot the period. My bad. Okay. And then let task is equal to URL session. So this is actually we're going to set up session.shared.task data task URL request with request and we'll go data underscore error in guard let data is equal to data error is equal to nil else return. So basically it's saying as long as you're getting data, move forward, but if you don't, stop. Do sorry, scroll down here a little bit. Do let result is equal to try JSON serialization dot JSON object with data. Options will do dot allow fragments, and we'll say print result, and then we'll do a catch right below that. Do catch print error. All right, cool, perfect. So we'll save that, and then the one last thing we need to do is task.resume, because this will basically just sit until you say resume. So you want to make sure that you get that done. What? Oh, I put it in the wrong parentheses here, sir. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we should all be set up there. So let's wrap up this part. We're gonna say let alert is equal to UI alert controller. Title will be Message will be all information is required. Please fill out all the fields. Preferred style will be cancel. And then, oh no, preferred style will be alert. And then we'll go down here and we'll say alert.add action. UI alert action. Title will be dismiss. So that's the button title. Style will be cancel. And then we're just gonna put this as nil, but you could do something when they dismiss. Like you could set focus, you could do a lot of different things. So that should take care of that. Let's see what else we gotta do here. I think we had to have a button that swap. Oh, this is register, so you don't need that. Okay, never mind. I was thinking we were on the login page and you would have to go to register. I was looking for that button action, but I'm not seeing that, which is fine. So what we do need to add a click function for our register button. I believe we call it register button, right? What do we call this? Login button. No, that's not right. We want to call that should be register button. Save that, and then let's come down here. Register button. Like we don't want to mix up views. Like that's definitely like what you call things is really important, and you want to make it as readable as possible in case somebody else ever had to pick it up. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw on the view did load. Let's go ahead and throw basically a click function here. So we're going to say register button dot add target. We're going to say self. Action is selector. So this will point at the Objective-C method we wrote, which is did tap register. And then we'll say for touch up inside. So that's just basically saying when you touch up inside the button, click the that or make that function happen. So save that. I think that should do it. So let's go ahead and run this. Let's see what happens. See what happens. Load it up. Come on, buddy. Feels like I'm missing something, but I'm just drawing a blank on what that might be. All right, so we're gonna go to register because we haven't set up the other one yet. We're gonna say Jason Sullivan, Jason at jason11.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should see. Actually, let's move over here because you should see it pop up right here. Boom. What happened? Yes. So we did this on Android as well. So I forgot to set the thing that needs to be set, which is basically allows us to use non-HTTPS. You just got to do that. So we're going to go ahead and add one, and we're going to call it app transport security setting. Save that. We're going to go down here. We're going to add one and allow arbitrary loads. Set to yes. Again, if you do this and you submit your app like this without taking that out and you're not pointing to an HTTPS service, you will, which we'll talk all through that and we'll set all that up. But just so you know, if you happen to launch an app between now and then and you leave that in there, it's most likely going to get rejected. So we'll save that. We'll hit stop. We'll run it again because I didn't do that right. Register. And we're going to say Jason Sullivan, Jason at Jason. Oh, did we start our server? I don't think we started our server. So sorry. So we need to make sure we got Mongo going. So MongoD. What's the right path? And we're going to say go to our desktop, and then we'll go to the API folder, and we'll say npm start. Beautiful. So that's running. Connected to the MongoD server. Okay. jason11.com. We're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that shouldn't say login. That should say sign up. okay. So hit that there, and we got back our new user. So it worked. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and clean that up real quick and actually change the words, because I can't look at that. Where is the button? So it won't say login, it will say register. Save that. And then we're going to go into the login view controller. But before we do that, let's go ahead and grab this so we don't have to write all this out again. And then we'll dump that into, again, we will hit on how we're going to make this much more efficient and much less copy and pasty. All right. And then we want, let's go ahead and grab this. Let's just grab this. And we'll say, yeah, this is fine. Boom. So we're going to say did tap login instead here. And then we're going to add so that's the register to make it slide over to the register page. So we're going to change, we're going to say login button dot target for, make sure we put self for action is selector. We're going to say login button tapped, and then we're going to say for dot touch up inside. Why is this freaking out on me right now? Did I spell it wrong or something? Oh, did tap login, sorry. Did tap login. Did tap login. All right, we don't need that. Oops. All right, that should take care of that. Why is this still freaking out on me? Oh, it's add target, not target. Yeah, this is all jacked up. I think I did the wrong thing from the beginning here. Let's start that over. So we're going to say add target. There we go. Target is self. Selector is selector. Yeah, that was button login. Oh, did tap login. Did tap login, and then for dot touch up inside. Perfect. So that'll trigger our login. So now let's just kind of make this fit to our way here. So we're gonna get rid of that. Boom. We've got email password. We don't want to check if first name or last name is empty. Oh, I never even put first name in there. The first, yeah, I never even checked to see if it. See, you gotta pay attention. You don't want email. You don't want password to be empty. If not, you alert the user. Perfect. We can go ahead and, did I copy that? I did. Perfect. That'll work for now. And we get rid of these guys here. Boom. Make this right. Looks good. What did we call that? Is it? It's the user login, not login. I was about to put login. So it's user login. Save that. So that should do it. I think that should bring us home to a connected app. You know, very basic, but it also sets us up in a position to start doing some fun things. So let's try with our new user. Login. What do we get back here? We got the user back. Error is null. Message is 200, and the user is there. And there you have it. We have the app connected. So we have an Android app and an iOS app now connected to our API. Now, it's really basic, and there's no real authentication. There's no real protection. So that's kind of next. Next is starting to actually build this app into a real app. We're going to continue to refactor our code. You know, there's a lot of copy pasta in this first one. We're between register and login, so we'll make sure that we get, you know, all of our naming conventions properly done. We're gonna make sure we get everything cleaned up, and then also make sure that, you know, we start building out some routes that will do some interesting things like creating notes, editing notes, deleting notes, you know, organizing notes, things like that. So, you know, that's probably the next step before we jump into like serious authentication and stuff, and then get those things done so you can get a little bit of, you know, get your feet wet a little bit in the actual creating of routes of like actual functionality and not just, you know, protecting your app. And then we'll bounce back, hit security, things like that. And then, you know, the sky's the limit. Then we'll start looking at how to monetize, how to connect to, you know, Stripe, how to connect to, you know, how to utilize Apple's subscriptions and in-app purchases and things like that. Same thing with Android. And, you know, we'll just start diving in and start blowing this app out. And when it's all said and done, we'll have a great app. So thanks for following along to this point. You know, we're 6 episodes deep, and, you know, I'm excited to kind of go and see where this goes. So thanks everybody for watching. I'm excited to see where this is going. I'm excited to see progress we've already made in such a short amount of time. So thank you for watching. If you are enjoying this series and want to see more of the series, please, you know, do all the things like subscribe, comment if you have questions, or if you think there's ways I can do it better, please comment, because that's best for the community. It's great for me, but it's really better for the community to see, you know, feedback, and because there's a lot of different ways to do things, and some are better than others, and I certainly don't know everything. So yeah, take care, keep coding, and, you know, keep pushing.